Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast. Now, we did decide on 8:45. Now, I will
there
say
was a little bit of a...
there was a time change, but
What do you mean?
there was a time change.
Oh,
We
yes.
asked to come a little earlier, last minute, but not really last minute. It was yesterday, late afternoon, and you specifically said, Charles, are you confirmed for this?
Yeah.
And Charles said, yes.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't see his... I'll admit, I did not actually look at his response. I assumed that when Meg said, we're on for 8:45, that she had had confirmation from him. But I just
you
wanted
said,
to be doubly
did
sure.
we get confirmation from Charles? And Charles said, yep, I'm good.
Well, I will say I was a little confused the other day because I popped in and
Late, yeah.
a little bit late. I was... Well, so call time was 9 a.m. and I thought like, oh, everybody shows up
We don't
at 9.
usually use the terms call time. It's more just like, hey, let's do the podcast at 9.
Yeah. That's my bad. I think because Mara.
Well.
There he is. What's up, Mr. Oh, cool
Oh,
guy.
he's coming in Hollywood.
Cool guy. What's up, Hollywood?
I'm gonna keep my shades on to look maximum awesome.
Well, you do look cool. Hollywood, Charlie Day.
Hey man, you said 8:45, and I knew it was gonna be a tight squeeze for me because our nanny was getting in the house at 8:30. I knew it was gonna be tight to make it here in 15 minutes from my house, but
15.
15. But I was like, I could either do another 5 texts being like, I might be 5, or I could just be like, let's just see if it happens. And if I'm 5 late, it'll be good fodder for the pod.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of
Well,
texts back and forth to try to.
You texted, yup, I'm good.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday, yeah.
Yesterday at 4:30 p.m.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm good. And guess what?
You're good,
I
baby.
am good, motherfucker.
You're great.
I'm fucking
Hey,
good.
you're one of
shit.
the best.
Hey, man, you're one of the best too, pal. That's why I love you. Let's get it going.
I felt nothing but love for you guys watching this episode. I'll tell you what.
I love this episode.
love.
I was
Same.
so I forgot. I almost forgot to watch it, and I had already like put my son to bed, and he was actually sleeping in our bedroom because he's having some problems with like nightmares, and so I was like, oh, I can't leave because he doesn't want us to, because he keeps waking up and he needs somebody there. So I was like, so I just watched it on my phone in bed last night and had to like seriously stifle a lot of like laughter so that I wouldn't wake him up. I just loved it.
I
thought it
had
was
a lot
of
of
fun.
out loud laughter as well for this particular episode.
Yeah.
Now, anybody who's watching along with us will notice that both Danny and Caitlin are not in the episode.
Right.
And do you guys remember the reasons why?
No,
I think that
they couldn't be there. I think
Danny
it was.
couldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Pretty
yes.
sure, yeah.
Short answer, they couldn't be there.
I think that's what it was.
Danny
Yeah,
needed.
this was not something that we engineered. We didn't write the episode thinking, oh, it'd be great to do an episode without them.
No.
It was that they came to us and said, much like you had disrespect for our time today, they had disrespect for our shooting period, and they said, yes, those like month and a half period.
Are you serious?
Are you? Hold on.
Are you seriously
sir.
going to? No, continue.
You know that
gonna
month? No, I'm
constantly bring it
going to roast Caitlin and Danny for a second. You know that month and a half period where you guys just, you ask us to show up and say the words that you write.
That we've been writing for 3 months.
Yeah, and that you'll edit into the show, and then we get the rest of the year off. We can't make it that.
We're not going to be able to make it.
Just can't.
But why? What was it?
Well, Danny needed two episodes off actually because he's not in the bar critic one that's coming up. He wasn't in that one, and I don't remember why. But I don't remember why, and I don't remember why Caitlin needed an episode off.
I do believe it was injury related.
That's what I thought with Caitlin. It was
was an
something to
injury.
do with when she broke her back.
But how would we have known that
Yeah.
in order to write it? Because presumably it was written ahead of time.
right?
Oh no, it was rewritten.
Oh, we rewrote it.
Oh yeah, that was like one of the we
So she
had
was
to
in that.
rewrite that episode. Maybe it was the time that she broke her foot.
Well, when did she?
Yeah, because she broke her foot this season.
When
and
did
so
she
we
break her
shot-
back? Was that season 3?
That was season 3.
Oh, season 3 she broke her back. Season 4 she broke her foot. Okay.
Yeah, and so she really truly couldn't walk. Yeah, and we worked around it for some episodes, and other episodes it was we just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But why?
Now they got paid. Just to be clear,
Excuse
America,
me?
they
I'm
got paid
sorry,
for those
what?
episodes. Yeah.
I want to get paid for work I don't do.
God bless.
Yeah.
God bless.
I know. They got paid for the episode.
They have to, pay or play.
Pay or play.
Contracts,
But we were like, hey,
But they're the ones who saying they can't play.
Yeah, they can't play.
Right. They
You're
can't
telling
play.
me you can't play and you
And
want
you
to
want
pay?
to get paid?
Yeah. Fair play is when we don't want you to play and we have to pay you because we chose.
Yeah, we said you can't play, and you're like, well, I get paid to play. And fine, you'll get your pay, but you won't get your play. But if you come to the game and say, I can't play, I won't play. Well, here's your pay anyway.
Then, that's we're idiots.
It's tough. I mean, like in professional sports, if you're injured, they don't take away your salary, right?
Yeah, workman's comp there.
Right.
But Danny, I feel like he was prepping
He was
a movie,
Yeah, the movie that didn't go.
and it didn't come
Morgan
together.
Morgan Freeman.
Something he was directing.
Yeah, and he was going to
Yeah.
direct it, and he needed Morgan Freeman, and he had to go to Mississippi to visit with Morgan, who I think lives there. I could be making that up, but it's from there. Anyway, he had to go somewhere to sit with Morgan, or it was like a.
I remember being in the trailer down by those stages in Culver City and getting a phone call saying, can you work this out? I need to go and fly and see Morgan. And we did. Because you know what? We're great partners.
Well, I tell you what, I think the episode, and this is not there's a high five happening here for the listeners.
so
And it was
sad.
really
That was
bad.
so sad.
That's
what
not the
happened
high
there?
five of a best friend.
Let me go with my right hand.
Not good. Okay, they
That was
finally.
good. That was somewhat painful.
for
which
the
is
people
nice.
who are still listening, they finally connected on the high five.
Yeah.
And for the
first two
creeps,
were
maybe we
so
can
limp.
do that first one was
So
well, you
limp.
know what it is? It's coming from the side here. You got to go across your body.
Yeah, you want to go
It's hard to do a
crossbody.
back sideways
Yeah.
and have a full.
And this
flush
is my
hand.
dominant hand, but I couldn't get enough whip out of it.
Speaking of high fives, can we just talk for a second about Caitlin's high five?
That's what I was trying to emulate there. She's got a wicked one where she slaps
So
you.
Caitlin's
like a snake.
Oh, she puts a little pop in it, doesn't
Yeah.
she?
she anytime I'll go to give her a high five. Yeah, you hold your hand, you're getting ready to go for it, and she just whacks your hand. That's how. And I would talk to her about it and be like, "That's not how you high five." And she's like, "Yeah, it is. You slap
She
the
puts
person's hand."
She puts an extra pop in it.
Yeah.
like a cobra. Like that's striking.
yeah. She.
yeah. If
The
you,
way she was pecking at that sandwich.
Kind.
yeah. So Caitlin and Danny were not in this episode. It was just three boys and the waitress. Really fun.
Oh man, so
Really
funny. It's interesting too, right? So you have this contract, you have these 5 actors, and you're like, okay, we have to write for them in every single episode, and let's figure out how to represent everybody. But I don't know, something pops up, then you can't use 2 of them, and you're like, okay, we have to figure out something else. And it's something we haven't done because it's just not the way the sort of contracts break down. But from a creative standpoint,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great to just focus on these 3 and their relationship for this one episode. I'm surprised we've done a little bit more of it as the years went on.
And we'll do more episodes that are more heavily focused on a couple of characters or one character.
Yeah.
where the other characters
Yes.
just kind of come in and out.
Yes.
But it's just fun to keep it fresh and keep people on the toes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's such a fun episode, the exploring the dynamic between these 3 characters. The concept of 3 men in their early 30s, arguing about which one of you is who's best friends and shit.
The,
Yeah,
the
so
simplicity
really
of the
sad.
scenes is super refreshing. I come over to your apartment, and
That's one of my all-time favorite scenes in the entire series is when you
Yeah.
come over with the 24-pack of beer, and
that whole sequence from getting to the house to the end of the night, peeing in the bed.
Am I peeing? Are you peeing?
Oh,
pissing
Jesus,
all
he's
over the
peeing.
bed.
I told him he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna do it. He drank too much. God damn
Hey
it.
guys, if I'm peeing, wake me up.
yeah, it's some of my favorite stuff. Yeah, you're right. That entire sequence. I mean, that scene where I'm desperately trying to get you to sleep in my room and trying to engage you in some sort of a fun activity. It's watching a DVD. But I remember us a lot of that. I think actually that entire board game conversation was improvised.
Was it? Yeah, it feels.
I think in the script
feels
it was
improvised.
just we could play some board games and you're like, nah, I'm not really into that or whatever. And we looked at the board games that we had, I think, there on the set. Like, I think there were some board games on the
Yeah,
set, and we
I
were
think
like,
you're right.
let's just
Chinese checkers
do
kind of
that,
foreign
yeah.
to me.
Kind of foreign, yeah.
Connect Four.
Connect Four, that's a lot of counting.
A lot of counting.
Not really, buddy.
Not really.
Well, you know,
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and
yeah, but over and over and over again.
yeah, but then just so many times you have to do it.
Yeah, so many times you have to do it. Not too many times you get a 1-2 on the game. Like, yeah, it's
I have to admit, I feel like I'm stealing some moves from Jason Bateman in that scene.
When
Did you pick
I
up on
was
that?
watching that today, that's
Yeah.
what I felt like. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this is very Bateman.
Yes, and I think that it wasn't intentional initially, but it was like as I was doing it, I could feel it coming up. You know what I mean? It's like I've always admired Jason Bateman. I
he
love.
really mastered
Yeah.
the dry straight man.
Yeah.
And so anytime you want to go dry, it's hard not to be like, oh, I'm slipping into a Bateman.
I couldn't help it in that moment. It just felt right. But I will fully admit it and give him credit for
Sure.
sort of the rhythm, the inflection, sort of like the way I played that scene with you, you know. And it's fun because those are colors that I feel like I don't get to play that often on the show, like especially in the later seasons as my character gets more insane, more
Yeah, more arch.
angry, more
It's nice to
arch.
see like a little needy.
a little needy.
wanty.
Yeah.
These scenes are played very natural. I mean, I guess except for like some super drunk acting, but like,
But even that, I mean,
yeah, it's all kind of really grounded and intimate, which is so funny to me. Like,
Well,
There's
it's an
a-
emotional episode. It's about well, on the surface, it's about love and about wanting to demonstrate that we are actually the ones who love each other more.
Yeah.
But really, it's a desperate need for
should we back it up to how it begins with a little Project Badass?
sure.
Is that Mark Skizak on the bike, or is this before Mark Skizak
This
started
was
the
one
show?
year before Mark Skizak.
Oh, really? That
Yeah.
wasn't Skizak?
No, it looks like him, and I've asked him.
Mark
about it.
Skizak is our stunt coordinator on the show and has been for many, many years, and is the only person who's ever been nominated for an Emmy.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
on
multiple
the show.
times.
Multiple times. Yeah.
and deservedly so.
God bless him.
But yeah, I thought that was Mark on the BMX.
It looks
bike.
exactly like him. Yeah.
It does, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not him. So that was all born out of our love for Jackass,
Yeah,
right?
right.
How much we love Jackass.
Yeah, that was our version of Jackass, right?
Yes, and found out that Knoxville was a fan of the show, and we were trying to find ways in which we could incorporate him.
That's right.
That, and I think it was the next season that we tried. And we
Yeah.
had a whole script.
We had a whole
And he couldn't
thing,
do
yeah.
it.
Oh
Yeah. The guy, like, we were trying to do a Jackass thing, and then something happened where, like, one of those guys, like, oh, no, that's what it was. One of them came into the bar and they were like super depressed,
Yeah.
right? And they were just drinking, and we were like, oh shit, that's the guy from Jackass. Like, we should do some stuff with him. And we kept trying to like Jackass prank him.
Oh right.
And he was
right.
like fucking just
He
getting
wanted a
irritated with
beer.
that. He just wanted to drink and
Leave me alone,
and like drown his sorrows, and we
Just
just
leave me
couldn't leave him alone. We just
Yeah.
and then I think like somebody ended up in jail.
I don't know. We should pull out that old script.
Yeah, it's busted out.
See if those
It
guys
is interesting how the week before and this week it does have or at least the way into the episode has a lot to do with these sort of, social phenomenons at the time, whether it was reality shows or Jackass or things that felt fresh. I don't know what would be today. Like I think, is anything new?
Not for us. Not for me. I've sort of enclosed myself into a little bubble, and
And nothing's
sticking
new.
with the classics.
I'm just sticking with the classics now.
Yeah,
and
sure.
and I feel it. I feel myself. I feel the world passing
You're
me
dug
by.
in.
And
That's why we do film noir episodes now.
that's right. Yeah, exactly right. Right.
Yeah.
But this is something that you've talked about many times, and I think something we all love is like the relationship episodes. Those are some of the
Yes.
best. There's just always some of the best ones where it's really just about relationships and about like the needs that you have and the what's the word I'm looking for,
Interpersonal? Sound like
no,
Interstellar.
this is the, by the way, this is happening to me now in my 40s. Like
Intergalactic?
I'm losing intergalactic.
Intercontinental.
The
I'm losing
champion
words.
Tito Santana.
Oh my God.
Did you say Tito Santana?
Yeah, Tito Santana, Intercontinental Champion of WWF 1986 to
I'm
1989.
positive that those are the words you were looking for.
Yeah, they weren't. But fair enough. No,
Carlos Santana.
When you're
Which Santana was it?
when you have an unhealthy relationship with somebody, you're
Codependent.
Dysfunctional?
codependent.
Oh, codependent.
That's the word I was looking for. Codependency.
Yes.
Surprised I got it.
A lot of codependency at play. The scene where you're on the walkie-talkie for the first time. First of all, just like that is the kind of thing that like when you were kids, like walkie-talkie, you got some walkie-talkies and you were like, holy shit. Whoa, this is so fucking cool. I can talk. You could be like over there, and I can be over here, and we can talk to each other. And like, I wonder if it can reach all the way to our houses. And and the fact that these men in their 30s are still like obsessing over that. But
There's still something I find exciting about a walkie-talkie.
Yeah.
Even though I have a thing in my pocket where I can look at your face if you are in Egypt and talk to you in real time. But if I
Walkie-talkie
have a
brings
little
back-
like walkie-talkie,
yeah,
if I pick up a signal of someone else somewhere, I'm like, well, that's really exciting.
I'll tell you what. I remember when you end that first, or when he abruptly ends that first walkie-talkie conversation. And I'm just kind of hanging there, and I'm like,
He's lying. He's spinning you a web of lies, Charlie.
The reach
It's
up to
too
the
high.
top of the doorway, it was a little too high to reach.
But you committed to it.
yes,
Because once the arms and the hands go up, you can't.
You can't. No,
drop them,
that's the stance you took, and that was the big reveal. That's the reveal. My friend looks over, and I'm doing the thing. It's like, and I remember thinking, like, as we were shooting that, I'm like, this is a little too high, and then I was like, oh, that's actually funnier.
Yeah. It's funnier
really
that it's
awkward.
an awkward stance.
Yeah,
The Don Johnson reference is classic.
It's a good run.
We've had 2 Don Johnson references
Have
on
we?
the show. Do you know the second one?
Yes.
I don't.
Was it in the? Wait, was it more recently? Was it in the haircut? Was it in the?
No. It's a little bit of a trick because we don't actually say Don Johnson, but we are referring to Don Johnson.
Sonny Crockett. No.
A Nash Bridges reference. It's a lyric in The Gang Turns Black. I miss my old Camaro and my mansion in Van Nuys.
Yeah.
Still wish I hung with
Nash Bridges and those
and played poker with the fall guy.
And played poker with the fall guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he misses hanging out with Don Johnson and Lee Majors. Yeah.
I sat next to Don Johnson once at a dinner party at Rob Lowe's house. And Don Johnson was a very cool. I love Don Johnson.
a very cool.
I always have loved Don Johnson.
Speaking of mixing it up a little bit with people not in the episode, you'll notice that there's an empty chair over there. Now Megan's still getting paid, but she's not playing.
We'll see about that, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we should
Yeah, we
should we
should
talk about that?
carve
She's not here,
this
so
one
we
out.
could fit. Yeah, we could carve one out.
Yeah.
We'll carve it out.
Well, because she's not playing, and she's not pay or play.
I don't think we've signed anything that says pay or play.
No.
No, we've not.
Okay,
Yeah.
but she's going to be editing the episode.
So if you don't play, we have a choice. Whether to pay.
She's still going to be doing some playing.
She will be, and in fact, she set this whole thing up, and then she sent us a bunch of questions and things. So she is playing, I suppose.
Yeah. She's also going to be involved in the editing of this.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you're
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not
no, I
playing
didn't.
either
I
because
didn't.
you're not
Yeah,
listening.
You
I don't know.
checked out
I'm only
playtime
halfway
for a minute.
here.
You're here, but you're not playing.
Well, let's see what if we got some fun questions here that Meg prepared. Were you guys fans of Jackass actually when it came out?
Yeah,
I was too.
we used to
I was
watch
blown away.
the television series.
Yeah.
before. Yeah, I loved it.
You know, it's crazy. I'm sure I watched. Yeah, I'm sure I watched the TV series. I don't know that I've seen any of the movies.
Oh God, they're
Do yourself a
fantastic.
favor.
They're
I
fantastic.
don't know how I haven't.
They are genuinely fantastic.
I'm sure.
Yeah. It is. I will say though, it's the kind of thing that's like best experienced in the theater.
With
You know what I mean? With a
Yeah,
giant group of people.
The joy of
Yeah, and I can't remember if I
watching
told.
a man set his balls on fire in a group.
Yes, exactly. Try to. Yeah. I don't know. I may have talked about this on the podcast before, but I took Jill on our very first date together. I took her to sushi, and then we went and saw Jackass 2. And the fact that she was down to do that and excited to do it, and then, enjoyed the movie just as much as I did, I was like,
Yeah.
this is the one. This is the one.
Did you have
She's the
sex
one I
that
want.
night?
We didn't.
I feel like that's like what Howard Stern would ask. And how was the sex? Right?
Yeah.
Not that I want to be Howard Stern.
We we did not. We did not. We actually didn't have sex for a little while. We waited.
Until I got married.
Well, she waited. I think she was maybe not sure.
No, well,
There was a period I remember where you were like, I like this woman, but I
no,
think
this
she's
well,
kind of...
the real story is we started dating, and she was like 6 months out of a 6-year relationship. So she was like just not ready to be in a relationship, and I could tell. And she pretty much told me as much. And I had been single for like 3 years, and wasn't like trying to get in a relationship. But when I met her, I was like, oh, this isn't the kind of girl that I just want to date. Like this is like serious girlfriend, possibly marrying material. And she just wasn't ready for that. So we dated for like, I don't know, 3 weeks. And then I actually called it off because I was like, I don't want to just date you. And this feels weird. And I feel like it's, like we're just like, it was a dynamic that wasn't quite working. And I was like,
This is a good move. This is a Howerton special. You saw that she was going to do it first.
Dennis system.
And you said no. You said no. You saw the writing on the wall, and you were like, this woman is
Yes.
great. She's going to tell me to fuck off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell her to fuck off first.
Well, yes, but it was also, I was
Mind
aware.
game.
I was aware in the back of my head that like I was doing something arguably sort of impressive. walking away from a relationship.
Impressed by
The
this
Glenn
breakup.
system.
Well, because
The
my
Glenn system.
because my reason for breaking up with her was that I liked her too much, and that she wasn't ready for what I had to offer.
We got to get a board up here and get the Glenn system up. I want to know the
What,
acronym.
what was her reaction to that?
Well,
I will marry you and have your baby.
Yeah. No, at first it's, oh, okay. But then weeks go by and she's
She-
like, what?
She's like, this creep's trying to Glenn me.
He's trying to, yeah.
He's trying to Glenn me, but somehow I'm into it.
What would the Glenn system be?
Yeah, G.
Gloat.
Gloat first.
Go to woman.
I think
Go
go
to woman.
Go for it.
Go for it.
go for it.
L.
L.
Love making.
Lift off. Yeah, love making.
Love making.
Go for it. Love making.
Exit.
Escalate.
Egg,
Escalate.
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 N. Never negotiate.
Never.
No. And that's like a classic.
Neglect.
What is that
Neglect.
weird like pickup artist shit? What do they call it?
Oh, negging.
Negging.
Oh, negging.
Negging.
Neg.
So that was your first N is the neg.
Neg.
So you took it all the way. Then you negged her.
Neg and then nuptials.
Neg and then nuptials.
Nuptials. That was the Glenn system. Yeah.
Wow.
Just the one time. Just the one time.
one.
I didn't.
Did you ever
nuptial.
think that maybe you were caught in a web of her making?
I'm sure.
I don't think. Look,
The
neither one of us
could
were.
be that she's smarter. She's definitely smarter than you, and that she
Without a
could.
doubt. The second she locked eyes with you, she knew. She was like, oh, "This guy's trying to break up with me and do the whole thing." Okay, sure.
Yeah.
The
we should have
Jill.
her on. We should have we should have Jill on, right? Because we've had your wives on now.
When we get to that
makes
episode.
more sense.
When we get to that episode.
When we get to the Dennis System episode, we'll have Jill on, and she can tell her version of the story.
Yeah, and we can cut all this.
Yeah, we can cut all this because it'll be way better with her
It'll be fresh and new.
there.
I don't know. I find it fascinating.
It is fascinating.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'll tell you what else I find fascinating, and this is why it went into the episode. There's a very, I think a very popular subset of pornography viewers who really enjoy a close up of genitalia just smacking together. I've never understood this.
Someone
I've never
enjoys it. I
understood
think it's the actual pornographer who enjoys it, and
clearly
doesn't know his
people are
audience.
watching it.
I don't think so. I think it's a way to stitch scenes together.
oh, you think it's a cut point?
Yeah, it's a cut point. Yeah, so
We
you're
need
like,
something to cut to. What about? What if all we can see is his asshole and his balls?
You're going to make a porn, and you're like, oh, you know what? I like them to be at least a minute and a half long, and this one lasts about 35 seconds. So I'll go to the library of ball and vagina, and
can pull
and I'll
any-
just
any-
splice that in, and I'll lengthen up this episode.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's crazy dehumanizing, right? Is that the idea that you're decapitating the people? You're suggesting that they are not humans.
I think
Who is attracted to that?
No, I think you're getting a closer look at what's happening. You
But
know,
who
you're like,
wants
you're
that?
like, I'm really engaged in the story, but what's really happening in the story? You
I
know,
apologize to everybody
what-
out there who is into that. And there's nothing
Right.
wrong with
Yeah, yeah.
there's
I'd
nothing wrong with that.
I'm not sex shaming anybody.
Don't
I'm
close up shame.
fascinated.
feels like
It's
you are.
fascinating.
It is fascinating. I can tell you that I'm not into it. That's not what I want to see. You know?
I feel like Charlie's defending it. He might be into it, which is fine. Again,
I'm
but
not-
can you walk
no.
us through why?
You know what? Can I just tell you what I
No,
think
I'm
is
with you.
missing?
I'm not into it. I'm just trying to figure out why it's in there, and I think it has to do with the storytelling. You know, I think it really has
It's
to be
narratively
like,
based.
bring the audience closer to the story that you're trying to tell. You know, you're trying to get people to be like, okay, these two people are having sex, but how is it happening? You
Right.
know, like what
are the
actually
steps?
what are the steps?
It could be, or it could just be their version of.
You're like, what is the speed at which
Transition.
this is happening? You know, like, I know I can't smell it, but I imagine the closer a view I get, the more I could sense.
Well,
the
you get to see
horrible
who's
smells.
generating the power. You do.
Who's generating the power? Who's receiving the power?
Who's receiving and who's generating? Yeah, you do get a little bit of
I
that.
don't know, Rob, why this close.
I don't know. It's definitely for the male audience, right? Is
I think
that
it's all for the male
stereotyping?
audience.
Yeah, well, it's all for the male
I think
audience.
sadly,
Okay, to be
yeah.
You don't want to finish your porn and feel like I didn't get enough coverage. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you're
You don't
like,
want to be in the
if you
editing
shot
room
it,
and be
you
like,
don't
I
you know, we
wish
don't have
I had
enough
one.
angles here, and this
Right.
is no one's going to watch this.
Well, and also,
you know?
like you're trying to appeal to everybody, you know, which is why somebody's at some point, often somebody's going to do something with a foot, you know, and then you're going to get a shot of the guy's, butthole because who knows who's watching and who's into what. You want to give them a little bit of
You're
everything.
trying to get those VHSs to fly off the shelf, right? And you want to make sure everyone
All
is
the
appealed
creeps are
to. Yeah,
all
yeah,
the
that's-
All the
creeps.
creeps are satisfied. Well, guys, if you haven't heard the news yet, it is Smooth Sack Summer.
Say you're a group of fighter pilots, right?
I'll say that.
Okay, and you're playing your balls in the sun.
whether it's volleyball or it's some weird sort of 2-foot ball.
But either way, you've got expert ball handling skills, and you want to impress the ladies
Or each other.
or each other, or actually more so each other.
And then you want to make sure that those balls are aerodynamic, right? Hydrodynamic and smooth to the touch. You want the leader in below the belt grooming.
What do you want?
You want Manscaped.
The Manscaped Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to prepare for that glistening, dewy, inexplicably sweaty, just very overall damp summer bod.
Yeah.
Now, about that lawnmower, it features a ceramic blade with state-of-the-art advanced skin-safe technology to reduce grooming accidents. Now, I cannot tell you how thankful I am that they've developed this safeguard against what can be extremely painful or somewhat embarrassing. He says from personal experience.
Yeah, it's smooth sack summer, guys, not scarred sack summer. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code SUNNY at manscaped.com.
That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code SUNNY at manscaped.com.
It's smooth sack summer, boys. Get on board or get left behind. Sunny at manscaped.com.
Hey, what's up, creeps? Glenn here.
I'm gonna get my merch at the merchandise store.
Sorry about that. Cut that. Let's go again. Okay. What's up, creeps? Glenn here. Sunny merch is now available.
I cut that with my cut that mug.
Okay. Hey, guys.
What's up, listeners?
Oh, fuck.
I'm wearing a sweatshirt with my face on it, and you can too.
At the merchandise store.
Wear a sweatshirt with my face on it, not yours. What are you, a narcissist?
Go to thealwayssunnypod.com/merch and get you some podcast merch, baby.
Is this the first episode where we establish that you
Yeah.
have a camera running in your
Yeah.
bedroom at all
Yes.
times?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really disturbing.
I remember doing it and being like, all right, is it too far? But
Yeah.
it's funny. The drawer full of tapes.
The drawer full of tapes.
And the
Also,
one star, and your reaction to the
number
one
of waitresses,
star.
The number of different
the
waitresses.
number of different waitresses, all
Waitress
like
coffee shop.
there was like
And
waitress
the
at
fact that you're disappointed in that it's a 1-star tape.
well, she's disappointed.
Yeah, she's
Well,
disappointed.
you're
No, you say it's not good. You're
it's
like,
not good.
ooh, not good.
good.
Yeah.
But see, it's episodes like this and situations like that I don't know. Maybe we don't need to get into this again. But
Go ahead.
when we
We
when
can
we
always
start
cut that.
talking about episodes that are pulled or banned for very specific
Yeah,
reasons,
why is that
I
not?
look at this and I say this one should be banned. If you're looking at the show and saying we're taking this all at face value,
Yeah.
that intention doesn't matter. That essentially the subject, the subject that we're addressing should be taken at face value, and that these characters we're presenting them as human beings who we're and whose lives we're following, and there's no satirical element to it, then there's a case to be made that certainly an episode like this should be pulled. I mean, it's like such an insane violation that Dennis is perpetrating. We go on to suggest also that he's potentially a serial killer, like a legit mass murderer.
Later.
Yeah, later in the series.
In the series.
And again, if you're taking it at face value, are we suggesting that this is something funny? This is something to laugh about?
Same. My character is harassing a woman for
Yeah.
the entirety of the series.
He's lovable, but what he's doing is entirely inappropriate.
Yes. 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 It's funny.
It is funny. Because it is despicable, and despicable behavior is funny.
It's the point of the show.
It always has been. It always has been. And again, we're not saying these are good people, so it's not, But anyway, so let me see if we have any other prompts here. Okay, actually, this is a good one. Charlie, your character drinks. By the way, your drunk acting in this episode is just fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
I love it.
How about you take your mind off of it with some pizza and some beer? Oh, that's right. I ate all the pizza. And I drank all the beer.
You must be wasted, dude. 24 beers by yourself?
And I'm very wasted.
I love it so much. I love the weird little body choices that you make, like when you're drunk, like it's almost like you don't have as good a control over your limbs.
It's always fun to do, right? Because you feel like you have like you have like a pass to just go as far as you want, right? Like because you're drunk. So you're like, I don't know, try anything. Try this posture. Try this speech pattern.
Well, you've always been good about, I will say you've always been more brave insofar as like you're willing to just really go for it, like make a really bold choice. And that was something that took me a while to kind of get to a place where I felt comfortable doing that. Like it's a good thing because you're a good enough actor to where you can go big and there's still a kernel of truth to it.
It's kind of you to say, and I'll take all the compliments and say thank you.
But 24 beers is a lot. How many beers have you guys ever had in a single sitting? Or not in a single sitting, but like,
here's the thing.
How about over the course of a day?
When you get past 10, you are losing count,
Sure.
And if you
There were periods a long time ago where, you would start a day drinking episode with friends,
right?
In your
barbecue.
Early 20s, and it would start. I remember there were some bars on the Upper West Side of Manhattan, and on Saturday mornings they would run a promotion where you paid $40, and you from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. you had all the beer you could drink and all the wings you could eat. And they would just put college football on.
Wow.
And you would go there and we would spend from 10 to 4 there.
And you'd stumble out of that place probably.
Yeah,
right?
but we would transition straight from that into another like party and then another bar after that.
Sure.
And so I don't know. I mean,
the wings and the celery and the blue
and you're
cheese
drinking
set you
probably
straight.
some kind of light beer because you gotta pace yourself to a certain extent.
Yeah, you're not drinking IPAs. You're not drinking 24 IPAs.
No. But I have to assume there was 30 beers drank from the time I started at 10 a.m.
So you think you may have
I didn't
had
because I didn't drink
beer.
any other alcohol.
I'd be surprised. I bet you're capping out before 24, before a full case.
Yeah.
In a 10-hour period?
From 10 a.m. till, what are we talking, like midnight?
An average of 2 beers an hour?
Two beers in an hour?
2 beers in an hour, I think you start to slow down after a while.
Probably.
You probably slow down to 1 beer an hour
Probably.
at a certain point.
I think you're going to the brakes are going to start coming on, depending on your body weight and height and all that, by the time you get near 18.
Oof.
And they probably should.
Yeah.
They probably should.
I don't think I've ever had anywhere close to 18 beers in a day. I just don't. I just can't. I don't think I could do that. I think
I couldn't at 45, but at 25.
you could at 25. Yeah, over the course of like 10 hours. Yeah. Yeah.
10 hours maybe, right?
Yeah.
It's tough to know because after 10, you really don't know what you're doing. Well,
Counted them all, huh?
sometimes it's easy to count, right? Because you bought 2 6-packs, right? And then the one of them's gone, and then half of the next or something like that. So it's easy to count.
But you're passing them around.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
You carrying them around yourself and not letting anybody have them. And they're like,
Oh, there's other people there?
yeah.
Oh, it's a cake party.
Oh, I thought I was just alone watching a movie in my house.
You're drinking solo.
No, that's what it turns into. That's what it develops
That's what
into
you
later.
become in
That's what
your
you become.
later 20s and your early 30s. And
Yeah, you're still doing it. 24 is
It's a lot.
24 is a lot.
Let's see.
Dead air.
Dead air.
Dead air.
I don't know, guys.
You know, like
I'm
the
not loving
questions.
it.
Let's just hear them anyway.
Okay.
And then let's ridicule Megan for writing them.
Yeah. You know, it's Meg, you're not here and yet you're still doing work.
Yeah.
And,
And we got nothing.
we came ill prepared. We watched the episode.
This episode is rated in the top 10% of all Sunny episodes on IMDb.
Who's rating that?
IMDb. The
I'd
people of
put it up there.
I
I
would
loved
too,
it.
but how do they?
just IMDb folks.
So top rated episode of people who go on to IMDb to vote about episodes.
I guess I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. But I'd put it up there. I'd put it way up there because I think because like, and I've never really thought about like what are I think it's because there's like 3 or 4 scenes in this episode that to me are like scenes that I point to as some of the funniest things. The scene where you know you come in to give me my walkie-talkie and admit to me that you've been banging the waitress, and we and you explain that we're closer than best friends, we're blood brothers, and he's asleep, and then he wakes up, and you hide under the covers right at my crotch area,
What am I seeing?
Yeah.
and you come over. Yeah, when you go, I just remember like shooting that and thinking this is so like. The way you performed it too, yeah.
This
Like,
Matt Shackman directed
what am I
this
saying?
episode too, right?
Yeah, Shackman shot it.
What is it that you look at our show and the coverage, the camera angles, coverage for I guess anyone who might not know is like when you're looking at a porn and suddenly there's a very close up shot of the genitalia moving at
That's a piece of coverage.
egregious speeds. That's a piece of coverage. But like.
piece of something.
Like the coverage of our show is very simple. We don't have dollies. We're not switching lenses on the cameras. It's not. But something that Matt Shackman does, it makes these episodes work. So I think, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the writing, maybe it's all of it together, but he really has many, 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 many good episodes. And
When he's also somebody that can direct in so many different genres. Like the
I
fact
know.
that he
went from Sunny to Mad Men to Game of Thrones.
yeah.
I know. Well,
To
my
WandaVision.
it wasn't a very
WandaVision,
eloquent question, but I'm just wondering what he does with how he covers these episodes that makes them feel very natural and very where another episode might feel a little more clunky.
Yeah.
And I bet he's a bigger piece of the puzzle than we
absolutely.
give him credit,
Well, I think we give Matt a lot. I mean, I certainly, I think that I love working with Matt. I wish we could get him back, but he's got too much going on.
He's got too much going on.
He's got
He's
too
got
much
a lot
going
going
on. He's doing way cooler things.
But there were whole seasons of Sunny that he directed every episode.
Did he direct an
five?
entire
Yeah,
season?
season
Did he
five.
do
Was it
all
season
season
five?
5?
Yeah.
He did the whole season, all
10.
12. I think we
12,
did 12 that
yeah.
year because we
And
had the
I
Christmas
think you can
episode.
make a strong argument season 5 is our best season. Parts of this season as well.
I think season 5 is one of my favorite seasons for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot, yeah. And Shackman had a huge hand in that. While also running a theater company.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
You guys wanted to try something different?
What do you want to try?
I had an idea just in the moment here because I'd like to see it, and I'm going to pretend like I'm an audience member who appreciates your comedy. I don't know. I think I would love to see this because when do we shoot this episode? Did we establish that it was like 13 years ago?
This would have been
It was in
2008.
2008, so
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Wow.
No,
14
years
years
sorry.
ago. That's a long time. Man, I would love to see if you guys, just on memory and having just seen the episode, could recreate right for us right now, recreate the scene in which you come in with the beers and you or trying to get him to sleep into your bed.
Like actually try to remember the words.
Well, and then come up and then improv your own words as recognizing what the scenario is.
Yeah, we could try.
Can always cut it.
Yeah.
You can always cut it. And
always
I
cut
think it could be really funny.
I think you shouldn't be here
Yeah.
because
Was I going to throw you?
Oh, I'm messing
well,
up.
the reality of the scene is you're not sitting here. The reality is I've come over to hang out with you and you're not here yet and I have to talk to you.
That's
So,
great. Okay,
you-
so
why
we're
don't
going to
you
play almost
FO?
like a theater.
Look at these like
piece.
linen pants you
Well,
got, man. These are great.
I meant to bring this up.
this whole outfit's really good. by the
He's
way.
headed straight to the Caribbean after this.
I
right?
meant to bring this up when we were talking about Don Johnson. When I was watching the Don Johnson, I thought, and I have this like some linen clothing.
Yeah.
I was going to give my best Don Johnson look.
All right.
Well, yeah.
All
So,
right.
but what if I sat over where
Yeah,
Meg
yeah,
sits,
over there is
and then I
fine.
can
Yeah, yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
I can observe.
Yeah, you're the audience.
I'm the audience.
This is the set.
Okay.
Audience is over there.
All right, so we'll set the scene then.
I'm coming over and I'm sleeping over at Mac and I want to get over there, but you're here.
I'm trying to get you over there.
yeah.
Okay, great.
All right, we're gonna give it a whirl.
I hope this is okay for the listeners. Yeah.
I need my beard.
Oh. Oh yeah. It feels very out of character.
I'm a different character. With
Yeah.
that.
Well, me too. I mean,
Yeah, you need your hair,
I
man.
need my hair.
Golden God hair.
We put on my like hairpiece.
Now, do you want me to say action, or should I just stay out of it?
Oh, I think action is. I don't know.
You want an action?
It does something to me,
Okay.
right? You know what I mean? Like, are you going to start with a knock? What does the scene start with? No, you just come right in.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now, Glenn, is Dennis Reynolds here?
Yeah, sadly, always.
Charlie Cale here. Yep. Here we go. And act.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
Hey.
I'm glad you made it. I grabbed that sleeping bag from you.
Oh yeah, no, that's okay. Cause
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
you in your room?
Yeah, I'm glad you came over, man. I'm gonna pop this in my room, and then we can get that set up. Then we can forget about that and move on to whatever else.
No, I think I was gonna sleep in Mac's room. So
Oh well, I mean, there's a lot more room in my
but
room. And Mac's
Mac
room's
and
kind
I
of small.
Made
and-
a plan already, so
yeah, but okay.
feel bad if I wasn't in his room when he got back here.
Okay, all right.
Wherever he's from.
Yeah, that's
Or
cool. We'll toss that in his room, and then
Okay.
we'll get into it. So you got
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if like we should be like in a thing, when Mac gets back because it was gonna happen.
I think it's probably fine. I know she got 24 beers there. So we crack some of those up, crack some of those open, and get a little tipsy.
Kind of for me and Mac, though, really.
Okay, well that's 24 beers.
Yeah, well,
you're
12 for me and
really gonna drink all that?
12 for Mac.
12 for you and 12 for Mac.
Yeah, so that's kind of our thing.
Really, that's a lot.
Not that much, it's just half a case.
It's a hell of a lot. We could probably divide those up 8 and make that work. But you want to drink them? You want to drink them all? That's fine. I got some in the fridge. Why don't we do something else?
You
Hey,
want to drink them all?
let's do something, man. What do you want to do? Hey, you know what? I got a bunch of new board games. I got the classics too. We got Chinese checkers. We can do Chinese
It's kind of
checkers.
foreign to me, really. I don't want to play
okay.
a foreign game,
Okay. Well, we got Clue. We could solve a mystery together.
Yeah, it's a little too mysterious, and feels dangerous with all the little weapons and stuff.
Okay, so you feel like something might happen.
I just don't want to get like poked or anything. Like a
Yeah,
knife
you
or-
want to. Okay, well, let's find something less pokey. Let's what do we do?
Get back in.
Sorry.
You're the problem. You're sitting there giggling.
All right, well, we can play
we
something a
could
little less
do
pokey.
some
Hey, you know what's
little-
round?
What's that?
You know what's round is we could do some Connect Four.
Oh,
those little round guys?
Yeah, but you can get
It's
your
fun.
finger caught. If you put it in there and you can like lose your whole finger.
I
think
can tell
when
you
the
how to
slicer
avoid
comes
that.
down.
I can tell you how to avoid that. Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not really that sharp. It's not like a guillotine. So
it could be.
Let's play
I've
some
never
Connect
really
4, I
got my
think.
finger in there because it's a lot of
All right,
counting
well, I
too,
can-
man. I almost spent my whole night counting.
Well, it's not that much counting. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you win.
Yeah, but over and over and over again, man. I don't want to spend the whole time counting.
Well, it's just, you just do it once. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the game's over. You've won.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm gonna spend the whole time counting and playing with pokey things, it's like not really what I came over here to do. kind of just want to get in
Well, what
Mac's
about
room and
DVD?
close the door.
I've just got a bunch of new DVDs.
Yeah, but, like,
you know, some sequels that maybe you haven't seen.
yeah, but maybe I haven't seen the first one.
Well, I probably got the first one too if I've got the DVD of the second one. I've probably got the first one too. If I have the second one, I've got the first one.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we can sift through those
I
and
really
find.
liked the first one.
You don't even know what movie we're talking.
Wait, get through that.
Wait.
Yeah, that would be the bit. So what would
Yeah.
happen is we would be like, "Oh, that's really funny."
That's what the scene's about now.
Yeah,
And then we would
That's what
laugh
the
through
scene's
the
about.
first take of it.
No,
Okay. Now make the
first one,
whole
like-
thing. Make
Okay,
the whole thing about the movie.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
just
yeah.
gonna. That he doesn't like. That he doesn't even know what they are.
Okay.
I
Well, if
don't-
I've got- I
yeah,
mean-
but I don't really like the first one, because the first one was kind of scary.
Okay. But we haven't established what movie we're talking about here.
Well, most of them.
Most of the first of movies that have sequels are scary to you?
Well, there's always like you never know when something's gonna be like there's gonna be like a bang or like.
Okay. Yeah, and you get startled easy. That's fine. Well, we could do a comedy. I've
dude,
got
sorry,
Three
it's like
Amigos. When was the last time you saw
Dusty
Three
in here,
Amigos?
so my eyes are. There's too many amigos.
That's an odd number.
Yeah,
of
that's
amigos.
the odd number of amigos. Now we're back to counting. So.
Well, you guys are my amigos. I really enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed this podcast. I enjoyed watching you work. Mm-hmm. And
Yeah, and quick prayer.
Yeah,
and
Okay,
all for one and one for all.
yeah,
Right?
that's the.
right. Wasn't that the
yeah,
Three
yeah,
Amigos thing? You
yeah.
go bam, bam, doom, and then you burst your crotch out. Can you name the three writers of the Three Amigos?
I can.
There are three writers credited for writing that movie. Do you know who they are? Rob
We got
McElhenney.
Lauren. Oh,
Lorne Michaels,
sorry. Well, I didn't know it was. Sorry.
Chevy Chase.
Nah.
Well, did they premiere or did they appear in the movie?
The
One,
writers?
one does.
Can I get a clue?
One
One
does.
does, yeah.
Clue. Who are they? Steve Martin. But yeah, Steve Martin, Lorne Michaels, and there's a third party. Is it the director? Don't tell me. Is it a big name that you wouldn't think?
Yes.
Is it Joel Cohen or Ethan Cohen? Is it one of the?
It's a big
Coen
name.
brothers?
You wouldn't think because he's not known for writing screenplays. He's known for
I know who
writing
it is.
something else.
I know who it is. Oh my God, I know who it
He's
is.
known for writing something else.
It is a songwriter that Charlie, the character Charlie, often emulates.
That Charlie.
That
often
Charlie Day also really likes.
I'll give you another clue. This whole episode is about friendship, and you have a friend in me.
I love L.A.
Yep.
I'm blanking on his name. Please don't tell me. Randy Newman.
That's it.
Randy Newman,
Yeah.
Lorne
Lorne
Michaels,
Michaels,
and
Steve
Steve
Martin.
Martin.
What a crew.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. You wonder though how much. Yeah, like what was the because I mean Lauren's not really.
I think it was they wrote it on the season that he wasn't running SNL. There was
he stepped back for a
he
season.
stepped back for like a year, or was it 2 years, or like a year, and they all got together and they kind of kicked around this idea and they wrote.
Holds up.
Yeah.
It holds up. I mean, I haven't seen it in probably 10 years, but the last time I saw it, I was laughing a lot more than I was expecting to laugh.
There's a lot of good
really
laughs.
funny. I love that Marty Short.
Yeah, same.
Love that Marty Short, man. He's a genius.
And there's one joke in there where he goes, "Yes, see that mail plane up there?" And he goes, "How do you know it's a mail plane? Tiny little balls."
I don't get the balls. Balls. I don't get it.
And that's it's the little wheels, but like,
Okay. All right.
but mail.
Yeah. No, I got that
Yeah.
part.
Yeah, I got
And
that
then,
part.
well,
got that part.
the funny part is, I think it's Steve Martin who goes through a series of like laughing, and then not getting it, and then like getting it for a second, and not getting it. Anyway, that's the best part of that joke.
Well, how do we end on a high note?
I try.